All right, we should be live. We should be live. We'll see about that. All right. I'll do the usual disclaimers while I'm waiting on everybody to come in. I say everybody, that's kind of presumptuous. Waiting for somebody to potentially come in and hang out. We'll see. Anyway, usual disclaimers for the raw VOD, which you're probably watching if you're watching a VOD on YouTube or maybe on Twitch. Do people actually do that with these? Anyways, we post the raw VODs to YouTube. We're looking at getting snips, clips, kind of edited out of each of these VODs that we have because we'll stream for anywhere between, you know, hour and a half, 2 hours to 4 hours or 5 hours. And we know that not everybody's going to want to watch the whole thing. So we're working on getting some interesting clips pulled out of that, make it a little bit more digestible for you. In the meantime, feel free to just bounce around in here. Grab the little thingy, slide it 15, 20 minutes from now, and it'll probably be a little bit more interesting for you. Pattis! Perfect, just the person I was thinking about and hoping to have come in. In the meantime, if you are watching one of these VODs, which it seems like a fair number of you do, feel free to comment. We get a lot of comments and we appreciate them. Try to acknowledge them, give them a little heart or respond to them. If you are commenting about how to support Monsters and Memories and you're doing that on YouTube, we can see if you're a subscriber or not. It shows us if you're a subscriber. And if you're looking to support us, one of the first things you can do is subscribe on YouTube, not Twitch, YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything to do it on YouTube. It's like a follow on Twitch. And that would be badass of you. We need to get those numbers up. All the numbers that go up for us, the better, because those are things that we can point out to our community, to anybody that may be interested in potentially helping us out in the future, funding wise or something of that nature, and we can point them to that. Plus, it just looks cool. It's nice to see. Cool. So, Pattis. Hey, buddy. I got an update to Sangreet, and I wasn't sure what it was, so I just popped in here to look, but I thought maybe you had done it. But while I'm in here, I've got 3 projects that I'd like to hit on, so it doesn't feel like I'm just ignoring some of the world building stuff or level design stuff. One of which was we've got a number of things where we're kind of like, I don't know if we want to do that or don't know if we like the best or whatever that have come up in the past, but then nothing's happened with them. And I'm not saying you necessarily, but like I had thrown this stuff in here and I think that, okay, weird. I saw it I got pinged on GitHub, so I'm not sure what it was. I guess I could look and see exactly who did what. Anyway, one of the things I'd done was just kind of throw in this area to make the newbie art a little bit different from the other one. Hamad had mentioned not necessarily liking this theme, but I haven't heard anything else theme-wise. So I want to just basically do a little copy paste of these objects into Night Harbor, but I also don't want to break anything. Adric Belfaster, good morning. And Pattis, if you're available and it's easier and quicker for you than typing, I can hop into Discord as well. But basically what I was thinking about doing was grabbing this stuff, putting it into the newbie yard in Shaded Dunes, and then move the zone line. Or honestly, I could, move. Yeah, where is the zone line in Shaded Dunes? It may already be set up. I might just need to move the object. Cool. So let me do that real fast. Well, let me swap the trees out really quick. Belfaster, I'm feeling better. I don't know. That was a weird day that I got that headache and I just don't know where it came from, which was kind of unusual. So, the one thing that we'll probably need to do, and I don't know that I've done it right in a while, is oops, I should grab all of these. Is update the pathing, because the are these the old trees? Yeah, it's the old trees again. Oh, maybe because I never pushed the new tree change. So I'll do that. So I'll push both of them, I guess. But I really should look and see what was changed then in here. So we'll probably have bats and rats and stuff just kind of wandering through houses for the time being. But that'll be classic. Could be a 24-hour flu or something, clammy hands and all that. Yeah, it was weird. I forgot about the clammy hands. Good call. Might have been. I've been fortunate enough, knock on wood, to not really be sick in the last couple years, ever since I got really sick in early 2020. Pattis, which one of these was it? Hey Ramez, I'm doing great today. Thank you. Any of these prefabs, basically? Palm tree P07. Okay. Replace these 930 trees. Cool. Then what I was thinking about doing just really fast was a quick... Is there a quick way of doing it? Hey, Dargoth. Maybe this is grabbing everything? Grabbing more stuff. Hey, Nick. Month 25. That went quick. How you doing? Chinny D said, hey, just wanted to say I stumbled across the project with some friends and we watched some passive odds YouTube videos from different devs. Pretty cool what you guys are doing. Wishing you the best of luck and success. Thank you very much, Chinny D. Nick is doing good. You know this music anywhere. I bet you do. It's funny, like, the YouTube video just is constantly flashing different images as it goes, and it's amazing. Like, as soon as I see the images, it's weird. This will be just one of those stupid kind of statements that I say, but it's like, as soon as I see those images, I'm like, oh man, I really liked that game when I played it. There's a lot of really good stuff in that game. I am not shocked at all that it is a very popular game. Is this the leaked Taylor Swift single? No. Clearly this music is not referencing any past love interest. Any plans on when, if you might want help testing? We're hoping to have more info on that before the end of the year. It's not a great answer, but it's the answer we got. On that front, John worked on a new thing that I'll show off in a second when I actually go into game. All right, so copy. Yes, hopefully that copied, because it just took all that time to select these. I'll hit save. Be looking around while you work. Are you already at work? Are you in the US or are you in Europe as well? I realize there's actually a decent amount that I should be copying and pasting into here. So maybe I'll revert these changes and we'll just have to sit and come up with a plan. Are you guys using anything special for versioning or whatever Unity's thing is? Plastic, I think it is now. We looked at Plastic. For now, we're just using... we looked at Plastic, but for now, we're just using GitHub. Yeah, I forgot these zones are not laid out on the same coordinates, so it's not quite as easy as just copy and paste as it has been in the past. I think there's also been some modification to the terrain and other stuff. So, you know what, Pattis, I might just revert both of these changes and we sit down and come up with a little game plan for the for dusting off the newbie yards and linking up both Sungreet and finally doing Shaded Dunes soon. Well, actually, you and I can, maybe we can do like a little bulleted list of things that we want to do, like a little strike list or whatever. Why do I have so much trouble remembering shit when I'm streaming? What's the word for that? I don't remember. So anyway, what I'll do then is I'll go to zone. I won't save this. I'll go into GitHub. I will revert Night Harbor Field. Nick said I had some ideas for Shaded Dune merge and Night Harbor Newbie Yard edition, so we should have a call about it maybe. That would be great. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I was hoping you would have time and interest to hop into that. So, if Harrison, if you're available, then we can do it all three. If you're not, Nick, I'm also happy to run through all of it, and then we can assemble it, and then can just do the hit list. That's what I was looking for, a hit list. With Harrison in terms of implementation, either one, but I've got the feeling we can probably find a time where all three of us are available. Weekends coming up, the weather's still good, so I may or may not be ultra available. Apologies for doing that on the weekends, but what I've learned living in Europe is when the weather is good, you should take advantage of that fact and not do the things that you can't do later in the year, because what winds up happening is it's probably like this up north where you're at. I consider both of you guys living up north, but Nick, maybe you're a little bit farther north. Like, especially in Sweden, it was as soon as midsummer's over and it starts to get dark again, like by the time fall hits, it's so dark here most of the time, and the weather's often garbage, and so what winds up happening is seasonal depression sets in, and the whole time, like, we're sitting here going, why didn't we just sit in the sun and like drink beers the entire summer instead of staying indoors? Now we have no choice but to stay indoors. So, want to do it Monday then? I tell you what, we can do it Monday for sure. Like Monday, we can definitely do it. But tomorrow or any day in the weekend where we maybe just happen to be up and around and stuff, then I'm happy to do it before then. But let's just say Monday for sure, and then if we get it done sooner, great. Okay, that's a good point, Pattis. I was just thinking about me. Bunny said it's been really hot here lately. Yeah, I mean, even up where all of you are at, it still gets warm. I was shocked when I was stationed in Washington, D.C. exactly how hot it got there. What do I want to play? I want to play... Do I want something that's... more independent feeling or less? I think I'm just going to pick Fighter again because I'm familiar with it, so I can maybe feel how it feels different. I'll do that for now. Okay, well, these guys are still active. It'll be cool when we get the day-night depop fixed. That'll be nice. But in the meantime, for those of you who are observant, you'll notice that we have new slots in here. Hey Sheer, what's up Goblin? Dargoth said, I love the falling animation during those transitions. It's like he's ducking out of camera view to change his skin. Yeah, yeah, that is a very creepy image. Okay. Load these bad boys up. But yeah, so if you haven't noticed already, we've got backpack, bag, 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 belt, belt, belt slots that Ali has added within the last 2 or 3 days. Kick. Provoke. Nick, do we have any thrown object or any thrown items in the game yet? I don't think I've looked at them, but when I was itemizing the quartermaster, I was wondering about that. I probably should have just looked in the DB. What's the thought for belt slot items? What kind of things would go there? So little pouches, reagent pouches, essentially pouches that may contain a number of tiny things. And so essentially what we're trying to do is figure out how to constrain the inventory in a way where you have to make decisions and go back to town and things like that fairly regularly. And so what we've got is your largest carrying capacity in the various backpacks that you can get. Then you've got bags. But bag could even include things like quivers and trade skills and stuff. And then pouches. So the pouches and bags, Ollie was just asking about this the other day. And we could go one of two ways, either having them be more specialized so that only certain things can go in there, but then at what point does that start to feel a little bit too gamey? The other, right? So like, the other way to do it is say, all right, you've got these, for example, you got a reagent pouch and it's a 4-slot, it's a reagent belt pouch, and it's 4 slots. Rather than have it say, anytime you try to put in there, like you found whatever, a pebble, and you want to put a stack of pebbles or grapes in there and they're not reagents, and then it says you can't do it because it's not a reagent. Does that feel a little too just gamey? And instead just have it be a reagent pouch, and if you want to put reagents in your reagent pouch, great. So yeah, so that's kind of the thing that we'll have to figure out, whether or not we like the feel of it. The other thing that's going to happen here is we're going to test out like having these be visible items on your character, right? So you may have like a flask holder where then there's a potion flask or something on your hip, or along your belt line. Quivers may show up, and each one may then, depending on what, I guess how it's defined, it could be a back slot quiver, like it could show up on your back or on your hip, or that kind of thing. So it'll tie into visibility as well. Nick said that he thinks he added some thrown items for testing, so I may check the DB in a second. And then Nick also mentioned archers and rangers now have auto fire. Also, another thing you can do is swap vertical and horizontal on the ability and hot bars. Let me. What in the? It starts raining. What in the world? Is there sounds? Okay. Laser rain, laser rain. Have I just been, was I that bad at paying attention to Slack updates last night? Oh, okay. And speaking of Slack updates, check this out. I actually think this is really cool. You guys, I don't know if you're gonna be as excited as I am, but when seeing this in game gets me really excited. Ollie doesn't like putting spoilers in commit messages. The way I read your statement there, Nick, is Ollie doesn't want to spoil anything in his commit messages. It's like added something. So Dargit said, yeah, I like constrained inventory. Running around with a bunch of weight reduction boxes and bags always felt icky from an immersion aspect to me. I mean, if you're super uber elite, I think that was what, you know, they were meant to be for. It's like kind of the end of the game. Then I could see, you know, you got a box of Abukar or whatever, but when it's just common for everybody to, especially when weight isn't as big a factor on pretty much everything, then it gets just sort of weird. Belfaster said weight reduction bags are super iconic. Bag of holding. Yep. Now when every single one of your bags is an ultra rare weight reduction bag. Yeah. I really want us to get in like essentially a thing similar to like Tensor's floating disc. You know, so not only can you have pack animals, but like a mage or other magic user might be able, like a wizard could summon different things that you can use to basically help you carry a little bit more. So, but again, we've got to balance that in a way where it doesn't become like by level 15, weight doesn't matter anymore. Anyway, I'm excited about this. So John just got this in. We don't even have you folks in with us yet, and already we're getting a bug reporting tool in. I love this. That's great logic. So essentially we got category, subcategory to help us kind of make sure that it's easier for us to identify what the actual issues are. And then like one category, NPC behavior, subcategory, NPC pathing or movement. If possible, please have the problematic NPC targeted when submitting this report. NPC is untargetable. It removes the message. I think that's wonderful. So that's actually good. Belfaster, I was thinking less like spirit pouches and more like an actual thing that's in the world. Does it send things anywhere yet? I could have... The way I read John's What's New post was that it sends them and puts the data in the state client report table in the database. So in theory, yes. Let me look. Oh, Nick just buffed me. State client report. DB. What? Data. I wonder if it works. NPCs randomly show falling animation. Pepple. Sometimes I see the NPCs randomly falling. It ruins my immersion. Alright, I'm gonna push submit and see if it actually goes somewhere yet. It does! Nice. Nice. It gives me the NPCs info and everything. Hippo, LOL. It's... Nick, did you make it rain? Only Papa Ali can do that. This is great. So this is already a step ahead of I'm not just saying this to like be catty or whatever, but this is already a step ahead of a couple of MMOs that I've been on. I could have sworn one of the first things that we did when I got onto EQ, I noticed that the petitions were coming in, and there wasn't like I didn't think there was a separate bug report. It was just you reported them in petitions, and GMs had to figure out if it was a bug or an immediate issue. If it was a bug, then we had to basically fill out a report into something separately. And I could have sworn I worked with Tony Rado, who last I looked was like some maybe executive or something at Blizzard. But I basically I had come up with a similar idea and then got with him because he was going into QA, whereas I was wanting to go into development. And could have sworn we got something like this in, but I guess I could just check EverQuest and see if I'm full of shit. But that's nice, getting the NPCs info as well. Have it categorized so that when we get, you know, hundreds of these, we can actually sort them by category and kind of see. Because then if we have 100 of these in here, we could probably automate some, you know, some reporting and then trigger, hey, all of a sudden we had no bugs and now we have 100 and 70, you know, 70 of them are actually related to guard Adnan here. So that immediately gives us some good metrics to kind of prioritize, like fixing some stuff. So awesome. I am actually really happy that we got this done so quickly. And it really makes me wonder why it took so long to get it done at other companies. You guys, I'm not just saying it and I'm not just picking on other places or whatever, but oops, I guess I can just leave this here. The rate at which some of this stuff gets done, compared to my experiences at previous places is just incredible, especially for it being essentially a very small team of people that are working part-time. The team should be proud of itself. That's badass. Sorry, I just got a message I really needed to respond to. Hey, Mr. the Cow. Hey, Sna. Nah. In Germany, people, when they greet each other, they'll often go, nah. It's really funny. Nah. So now I'm going to think, nah. Sheer 26 says, feels like indie devs are closing the gap with AAA in regards to everything aside from art assets. Yeah, I mean, that's where a bulk of the... Ooh, Harrison, look at this. You should be proud of yourself. It's coming together. Is it a dust storm right now? Is it stormy weather? Because the fog is a bit thicker than I'm used to. Foggy after rain, yeah. Nice, guys. Nice, it's getting there. I just got a little goosebumps. Foggy after the rain. You know, the thing that you just mentioned though. Hey Keith, what's up? So Sheer 26, the thing you just mentioned is really on my mind, because for us, what I'm imagining is we are able to get this to a point where we can really truly show you what it is that this game will be if we're able to just scale the content, right? And so scaling the content is expensive, or it's time consuming, right? Because you either take longer or you throw more bodies at it and you get it done faster. But scaling the content is something that we can actually quantify. And, you know, whether we're working with, or it's likely we'd be working with our production houses or one house, maybe more. But then we can easily then present that to the community in a way where it's very clear, like, here's the money that we need, and here's where we're going to be spending the money. And you've already seen what we've been delivering, right? So Nick, you'd mentioned moving this horizontally. How does one do that? Just get the sentient Google AI to build stuff for you faster? It's coming. It's coming. Click on the little gray sliver. Ah, okay. I thought I tried to do that. It's weird how many times I think I did something right and then I just didn't. Okay. Is that the human model? Dark Inside? It is a human model. Thanks, Kronos. Need a druid to do their one and only purpose, stop the rain, clear the fog. Who'll stop the rain? What does this look like? Let me check my actual screen. Oh man. Something happened. Something broke. Let me log back in really fast and then I'll look and see. Goblin, you just asked, is this the updated human model? I'm not sure. I would think that you might even know better than me. I got latest and I'm going in. Sna said, it's crazy. I feel like every time I check back in, you guys have made a ton of progress. Yeah. It's kind of weird like that. Yeah, so there's progress that isn't even visible. If you haven't seen the beetle animations, Zukin just got those in. Nick's been in, whoops. Nick's been working on the combat side of things with Ollie as well, and so there have been a lot of changes there. Combat and progression. So try soloing to 2 and see if it feels how it feels difficulty and pacing wise. Cool. That is the plan. I'm gonna remove your buff though. So I hopped in when I was doing something yesterday because I didn't have a lot of time. And I forget which character it was. Maybe it was a rogue. But I didn't use any of my abilities. And I was just like wailing on stuff. And getting a feel for how difficult it felt as I was... Dargeth asked Goblin what sort of updates have been made to the model. You guys did some geo tweaks, right? Was it scale and geo tweaks? I feel like I'm hitting a lot harder today than yesterday. Because I was, maybe your weapon since you started as a fighter rather than rogue? Hmm. Goblin responded with, head smaller, little buffer, some added geo for the arms as well, higher hips too. I don't think I've seen it either. Ooh, I wasn't watching my health. Do I risk it? I'm at 40% health. Let's try it. Might has increased by 1, offense increased by 1, slashing increased by 2. Alright, I bit off more than I could chew. Good. Good. Dying is good. Is there an exception? Or an error? I didn't see anything. Something just crashed me. Dargeth asks, what does might do? I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure. I think is it basically a pass-through attribute that's part of our combat formula? So essentially, base attribute working with might and offense. And again, if you heard the question and have an answer, Nick, feel free. Cool. That's the concise enough answer. I was about to say I can always hop into Discord whenever, but you nailed it in like 10 words or less. It's a combat skill that encompasses certain melee class abilities. I wonder what locked me up. That was the second time this session. Oh, I did not actually check my played time before I started. Excuse me. What's up, Beer Chug? I'm not going to mess with the beetle yet, I don't think. This guy, though. Oh, I didn't reload my abilities. Son of a gun. Alright. Nick has leveled up. He is now level 2. That didn't take very long. So I had to go, I got some blood taken today. That is true. You are an expert. Got blood taken and they did, they checked my blood pressure, you know, which is good because I'm getting older. And it was 100/50. The lady asked me, she was like, that seems pretty low. And then she looked in my file and she's like, oh, it's always pretty low. It's just... It's like, well, I guess that's better than too high. The fighter class is essentially the warrior tank class. Is that correct? I just crashed, dude. Client locked up again. Interesting. Any particular reason for going with fighter over warrior, or just to be different than usual? Kronos asked. So answers from both Bunny and Nick. It's reminiscent of kind of like a tabletop and a little bit older school vibe and a name. And then Nick said, I'd say think warrior plus berserker. Their ability to DPS will be better than the early EQ warrior. So what she's saying, the team needs to stress you out more to raise your blood pressure. Noted. That's the punchline here. I was like, how in the world is my blood pressure low? I'm obviously, look how stressed I look. All the time. Pattis. Can we place... we're gonna make new light sources for Night Harbor, right? We're not necessarily gonna use the old torches. Would it be cool if we start to place some? Just because I noticed, like, as soon as night hits, the city is like City of the Dead. It's since we're gonna be in here more and more. You try to stress me out, I'll stress you out, sir. Pass out or have a stroke, pick your poison at either extreme. I'd rather pass out. Since I'm very worried about the other type of thing. Needs light, just don't want to lag out Night Harbor like Wormsbane is lagging due to torch shadows. But is that just the blue ones? It seems like it happens when you're facing those specific torches. Let's see. You must love the healthcare in Europe. Here's the thing. The healthcare in Europe. So we pay 15% tax just for healthcare, unless I'm mistaken, but that's the way my wife explained it to me. So my wife's already, since I'm not really generating any income at the moment, my wife's already paying 15% of her income just for healthcare. And so that already translates out to a decent amount. And then on top of that, we still buy private insurance and have to pay for certain things. Now on the flip side, we can't go bankrupt and from like egregious medical bills and stuff like that. But I would say there are some pros and cons. But at risk of basically triggering any sort of discussion on this type of topic. Overall, I would say the quality of healthcare that I've received in Germany the 2 times and in Sweden the 1 time that I've lived there has ranged from, man, I miss the American healthcare, to, wow, this was actually really, really great. So, but yeah. What's up, Ishiwatari? V Gates. Is there a higher level mob randomly wandering through the noob zone? There were some like slightly higher level Ashira in previous implementation in the other zone. I haven't seen it yet, but I've also haven't ventured out very far. I don't know that we've got any just straight murderer running around yet. But don't worry, there will be stuff like that. Nick's doing a lot of work right now as well. I'm trying to think. Was it Belfast or BDC? I haven't gone back to Discord to look. Which one of you sent me the link or posted the link or posted the image on Discord of the race class combo choices? Like your take on it. But I thought it was one of you. I thought it was either Belfaster or BDC. Okay. Cool. Well, your opinion has officially been entered into the record. So, did a compilation of some of the team had submitted their sort of similar takes on things, and then we put together a compilation of that yesterday to kind of build a heat map and look at what's where we're landing with sort of the general opinion, and I'll use that in the next couple of days to build out a stab, and then that'll also help us think a little bit about another quest, which is, or sorry, another topic, which is the potential for quest unlocks of new combinations in the future. And there was some really fun discussion with Goblin and Nick, and I was in there for a little bit yesterday, and I'm really looking forward to being able to do some of the stuff that we were discussing there. So overall, pretty happy with the progress on that front. Hey Rev, what's going on? I did like the EQ2 class selection at first, how you questioned into your final class, but no, many people hated it. Yeah, I mean, definitely some obvious cons to go along with the pros there. Oh, why did that do that? All right. Always seems very polarizing. You either enjoyed it or you absolutely hated it. Welcome to so many things. So much in life is polarizing. I read that initially as Nick Shaman dies of exhaustion from grinding mobs too quickly. Rev said I played EQ to mid-level. Where are you, Rat? But to be honest, for some reason, I barely remember anything about the game. I guess that is telling. Beetle Train looks awesome. I'm watching you now. Poor rat. I feel bad. The rat starts running for its life after I start whacking it. He said, Nick, you just made me think of the swarm in the Karanas. For some for some reason, I read that as swarm kiting. Oh, no room. No room for the item. Destroy the evidence. Oh, man. It is dark without a torch. That's good. Should be terrified as a new player. I know a lot of you veterans, you folks that have been playing these games for years, won't be as terrified. You'll be maybe a little nostalgic and excited for it. But then hopefully some of the new folks, like if you get your kids to play with you, or we start picking up a few of those former Minecraft players or whatever, and hopefully they're terrified. We just want some new people, some people that haven't played MMOs before to come in and be terrified. That's all we want in life. Terrified children. That's when we know we've been successful. To terrify a whole new generation of 11-year-olds that stumble into a game that's maybe not necessarily designed for them, but we got a nice patch of rats and bats over here, so I'm gonna stick with it. FNAF dungeon. What does that mean? Tell me. I'm not getting it. I'm in stream mode, so I'm just like, even if it's profane, you can say it in chat. You won't get in trouble. Friday Night at Freddy's. Oh, Friday Night at Freddy's. Okay. Five Night. That's what it is. Five Night at Freddy's. Five Night at Freddy's. I read Friday Night at Freddy's and immediately latched onto it. And we were both wrong. How dare you lead me astray? Five Night at Freddy's. That guy did well for himself. Yeah, it's 5. Yeah, they've done really well. I mean, that dude made a pretty dope franchise. Oh, I leveled the 2. I didn't even notice. Alright, now try leveling the 3. Nick, if I get to level 3 before the end of this stream, we have failed. 'Cause you know I suck at video games. Better start leveling. Then it'll say, now try to try leveling to 4. That we should flash that message on the screen, right? Like that will basically that's how we'll get that'll increase our retention, player retention by at least 20%. Congrats on level 2. Now try to get to level 3. Whose corpse is that? Oh, that's Trayfron's corpse. It looked a lot like me, I'm sorry. I'm not screwing with you, Beatles. Excuse me, that is a Red Bull speaking. Man streams 48 hours straight in an impromptu marathon event. Blood pressure increases. We'll check my blood pressure at the end of it. DFW Computer Gamers. Dallas Fort Worth? Essential Plays. Hello. Hola. I need to add some thrown weapons on the quartermaster later. I lived in Austin for 9 years. I think I went to Dallas maybe 2 or 3 times the entire time. I think I went there, the only times I went there was maybe to see some like MMA. I think Invicta had a couple nights that they were there. I got so used to Austin that I'd go to either Houston or Dallas and be like, wow, these places look kind of big. Alright, I'm safe here. I'm just gonna sit down. Traffic is awful, but I'm also a big MMA fan. Yeah, well, if you live there, then you don't have as much of a drive. For us, it was kind of a pain. One of my training partners, I don't think she's with him anymore, but she fought for Invicta for a number of years. She was at one point ranked number 3 in her weight class in women's MMA. She's a firefighter in Austin. I need some bandages. Ah, fair point. Make it seem like a really depressing thing. Congrats, you made it to level 2. Only 99 levels left. No, we want the opposite effect. What's up, John? Essential Play says, thanks again to you and your community for helping me get EQ up and running. Recently hit level 8. My high cleric. Nice. I was just thinking about today. I was like, oh, you know what? I need to get back into the TLP and kind of see how it feels right now. So I lurked on Osiris's stream instead a little bit before I popped in here. Nick said we want it to feel like they're 99 levels, not that there actually are. And we want you to love every single level. Like, every level just feels better than the next one. Nice and relaxed. No rush. I'm gonna keep this, destroy these, I'm gonna go sell. Not level 12 though. Screw that guy. Yeah, screw level 12. What's up, Dave? DFW says Bellator and LFA has a few events here, but Bellator usually holds their events in Thackerville at the WinStar. Are you aware of Texas MMA? TexasMMA.com, since you're in Texas. Cacao. Hello. I took the long way there. I could have just ran in the side gate and gone over there. What a dummy. Yeah, I used to shoot photos for those guys, just kind of a volunteer. Basically, in exchange for getting a B cage side and getting free passes into local fights, I'd shoot photos. But I like the founder. Is a really nice guy. And where did I stick him? Here. Founder's a nice guy, and the other guys that shot for him were pretty cool. So. Oh, man. Did I not set him up properly? I didn't, did I? Oh, well. Screwed that one up. Probably didn't add his merchant list to him. I think I've done that a couple times now. But it's not urgent to fix it. DFW said I'm going to start streaming from test, but it will be 100 to 120 content mostly. Oh, cool. Do many people stream to test server? Dave said not much, just eating breakfast. You? I'm drinking Red Bull, watermelon flavor. I got a bag of candy. I went to the wrong place. Top Frag Dad.
Love what I'm seeing, my dude. Also, skip the Red Bull and jump on the Bang.
Oh, no. I don't know if I can drink Bang. That sounds very, that sounds even more unhealthy than Red Bull. I kind of... Nick, should I save these bat wings and bone chips for somebody else for reagents? Actually, no. They can just buy them through them. I just realized I probably shouldn't be worried about the player economy at the moment. Cool. I bought a torch. That'll be helpful. Whitechapel prefers rain to Bang. But anyway, thank you for 2 months and for the kind words. Burial says, this game gets me really excited as a huge EQ1 fan. Can't wait what this will become. Well, thank you. And thanks for the sub. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hit pause on the current music in background since it's not ours. And what I'll do is I'll unmute the audio in here. You'll hear our music and you'll also hear some game. High Warlord of Chat says, shouldn't paved roads be higher in the middle? Those are just placeholders to demarcate sort of the concept of where roads will eventually be. They'll look different. and be less straight. But good for noticing. I am not messing with any sort of beetle. There we go. What's up, snake? A snake kicks me for 1 point damage. How dare it? In sand, wouldn't they be lower, actually? Depends on if they're paved, I guess. But my belief is that all roads curve down in the middle. Even like cobblestone gets worn down, right? Dave said, after playing RuneScape, I can't use any trading system that isn't the Grand Exchange. It's such a good way to buy and sell. I think Bunny has linked info to it before, but I've never used it personally, firsthand. Bang is glorified pre-workout. Yeah, I don't know that I need to drink pre-workout. I just like consuming a fair amount of sugar. I've got the feeling that a fair amount of sugar with a little bit of, well, not a little bit, but an okay amount of caffeine's probably less likely to be unhealthy for me. Bunny and Dave, I'm going to let you two argue it out on that one. And I'm going to watch it, but I'm not going to read it out because I can't keep up with it. I feel like I missed something. Jimox555 said, did you use very similar mob names to EQ? Yeah, I guess I could see how they're probably considered similar. My first design job was on EQ, so don't be shocked if we replicate some stuff like that. Totally coincidental. Darkpaw / EG7, completely coincidental. Have you all decided if the level 4 grace period will be in game for experience loss? I don't think we discussed it. Nick, are we losing experience from the onset when we die? I think we talked about it at one point and we said you just lose experience. Welcome to the game. Oh. Let me... Oh. Do I need to do this? Nick said never died before level 5, so I wouldn't know. As he flexed in the mirror. Look at this little gnomeling. Furiel said, I've tried pretty much every MMO there is, of course. They have their own merit, but EQ pretty much was the only MMO that so far that I've always kept coming back. But was it your first MMO? Is it because it was your first? All right. I'm gonna have to. Oh no, there's a snake. I was about to say I'm gonna have to grab one of these beetles. I think. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. Interesting bug, I guess. I was wondering why throw wasn't working. But basically it's desynced from me pushing the number keys. Oh. While gnomeling over there is basically stealing my experience. Let me do something real quick. Let me log back in and see if that fixes things. Nick said, just kidding, of course, I probably have the most deaths on the whole team. It's funny, like, when I'm streaming, I don't think critically at, like, there's 0% critical thinking. When you said that you've never died, I was just like, okay, Nick's never died. Like, I didn't question it for a single moment. At no point did the image of entire fields of your corpses everywhere pop, like, come to mind, which it should have, because you usually have corpses everywhere. Let's see. Nick being killed by the boat. I could probably help you find that one, Keith. I know it's out there. Let's see. Furiel confirmed yes. That was their first MMO. Okay, I think that has. I definitely think that has a bit of a bearing. Did I lose experience? Did it say so? I wasn't even looking. I wasn't looking. Yeah, Dave. Ollie's got big plans for improving the boats, so I'm sure something like that's likely on the list. Interesting. All right, let me try one more time. Will you get 100% hit points when you level up? You should. We talked about that the other day. I think it's a nice moment to, like, it's also kind of cool to have that be a little bit of a clutch moment where shit's hitting the fan and you're low on experience or low on hit points and you get to level and then all of a sudden that saves the day. I think that's pretty cool. All right, let's try this again. Right click. So right clicking's doing it. Have you run into this before, Nick? So it's not when I, like, if I just grab stuff and move it. Where you still can't use abilities. No, this one's I lock up with I haven't gotten back to that point yet. I was just looting my corpse and I was locking the client up when I was trying to right click loot my stuff. Okay, I was like, where's my corpse? Woofles. Thank you for the follow. Teflon Don, good morning. Okay. So, click. no problem. Right click, no problem. Right click, no problem. I swear it just did it a minute ago. Let's try abilities. Alright, so my abilities are currently fixed, but I do need to actually remember some. It did it when you right click the torch. I can basically, well, next time I die, I'll see if it's isolated, if it's limited to the torch. I feel like there was a question asked earlier that I missed. Oh, it was Keith asking about vendor diving. Yes. So for those of you that have just gotten in here and you didn't see it a minute ago, we actually had rain. Rain happened. Weather kicked off. It was really cool. What do you get for messing with me, son? Meanwhile, I'm gonna get back here for a second. Bro. Rain in the desert? It happens, according to our desert, our team members that live in the desert, or on a desert island. What? My experience. Okay. Oops. What I hit him for when I threw? 5 points. Cool. Dave, where did you ask that? Can you save spell / hotkey loadout? Where did you ask that? Okay, that was one of the feature from Retail Wish I had on P99. I can't imagine that would be problematic for any reason. Seems like that seems like an acceptable quality of life feature. Protest the Bread said, I'm in a drought in real life and just hearing about virtual rain is exciting. Where are you at? I was listening to one of the guys on YouTube that I follow for all my latest gloom and doom. Was talking about droughts in the US. Dargeth said, I wouldn't mind a different UX in the spellbook entirely, where maybe each page is a spell line, and on that page you see all the varying levels of spells in that line. I hated having to organize all the various levels of the same spell type. I'm curious, what does chat think about that? What part of Texas are you in? Should I call you protest or bread? Because I won't say the whole phrase each time, probably. Dave said, things I wish were on P99. 1, spell loadouts. 2, friends list that notified you when a friend actually came online. 3, looking for work tag for trade skillers. Nice. 4, Slayer quests like in RuneScape. 5, achievements. 6, kill count high scores. Interesting. I think there will probably be a time where we're gathering up notes on stuff like that. Dave's response to the question about spellbook. Don't agree with that because my first page was like 8 spells. I mem regularly. Yeah, me too. I like to be able to reorganize it. And Bunny said having to organize your spellbook manually is the entire reason for the season. A little north of Houston in New Waverly. I don't know that I've ever been through that part. Been through Houston a bunch traveling back east. It gives options on how to use it. If you can reorganize, just have a button that shows the default layout of all spells and order of level versus your own organization. Alphabetical, sort by type, maybe. I really like seeing these beetles walking around. It adds a bunch. I've got a snake slither. I don't think it will look good, but I've got it. We can get it in there. Dargus said the question becomes a value proposition of high configurability versus a tight UX design. If you design the UX well, then you don't need things to be hyper configurable, because most people will just get it and like it and never notice the lack of configurability. I think it will be beneficial to us to have okay UX design and high configurability. That is the lazy man's option. Nick said, I think Dave will like Shaman even more in this game. It'll be exciting to find out. I like Dave's response there. It's more true to what I was trying to say, and less of me just being silly in response. And I agree with it. Dave said, what we learned time and time again is that the default UI for any game, no matter how well designed, is nowhere near as good as what the community will create if given the tools to do so. This is true, in my opinion. Now, the thing is, this doesn't preclude us having some decent default in place. And the ability to share defaults or share setups is always interesting. Golden gloves. Hola. Being able to generate a text hash you can send to others to get their setup would be ideal. I agree. Is the audio level good enough for y'all? I've got to turn down a little bit my earbuds. John. Yeah, it happens. That was always a problem in the past. Give me my bone chips, you son of a bitch. Did I just one-shot him? I guess I did. Remember EQ2 would mark the name of the first person to find a rare item globally? Thought that was neat. Things like that are really cool. Discover, acknowledging different types of firsts in game. And maybe having the NPCs also acknowledge certain stuff that's going on. Dear Traveler, thanks to the heroic efforts of the Gnomish Goon Squad, the pass is now clear to the north of here. When I look at, say, comparing WoW to Final Fantasy, I see fairly extreme ends of the spectrum. WoW does dick all of their UI, UX because they just outsource it to their insane Fireplace to pay those bills for them. Final Fantasy puts a lot of thought into their UX. Nick's response, they're finally revamping UI in a big way with Dragonflight. I'm not going to be able to keep up on that one. I'm going to just be focused on killing rats. They blew to me. Gold Glove says, I'm still bummed in EQ2. I was raiding with Fires of Heaven, and we were second to go into Darathar. I literally fell asleep on my keyboard as we were waiting to zone in. Missed getting my name first on a Defiler Epic by the time the week lockout was up. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna try to see if I can just kill this thing solo over here without getting social. All right, we're still clear. you guys probably don't care, but I'm excited. It's rare that I get excited about like getting a new something, because I really don't get very many new somethings. But I've been waiting for like 2 months now for it to be built. Tomorrow, I can pick up my new bicycle. I'm so amped. So amped. Next, I'm excited to see if I can get Rune to get comfortable sitting in the whatever we decide to use to hold him in the cargo area. So it'll look like this, but without the fancy white seat and without the electronic. Like basically, it won't be an e-bike. No, the company that sells them here in town, they get them from like the Netherlands or something, and there's certain assembly and stuff that they have to do. They have a different version of it that's called the pinion version, where it's the crazy like pinion gear set that's all internal. But to me, that just seemed like if I ever break it, then they've got to fix it. And that one takes special construction because they basically cut this whole area out. You can see here. They would cut that out and put in their special gear set. So mine is a simpler version without the white seat. But basically everything else looks like this. And then no electronic assist. The name of the place, BDC, is oh, you said where, not were, not where. It's basically Larry versus Harry is the name of the place. You guys probably aren't as excited as I am because I haven't had my own vehicle since I left the US in what, 2015. And so anytime we... Ooh, what did I find? Cloth. Nice. I got my first piece of armor. Oh, you've already got that one. The ability to, like... Usually I just walk everywhere. The way that German cities are typically set up, and when I lived in Stockholm, it's just easy to walk everywhere. The ability to like carry stuff is just kind of limited by what I can stuff in my backpack and carry. So the fact that I'll have a cargo bike where I can throw stuff on that damn thing and get around town a bit faster and carry... I think it's like 400 pounds is it tops out at like a 400-pound cargo. So that'll be really nice. The manufacturer, John, is Larry versus Harry. And I think if you look up like Bullet, B-U-L-L-I-T, Bullet bike. Maybe they're the ones that assemble and then sell. Maybe it's just a Bullet bike. I don't know. But the thing I'm super excited about is I'm hoping to be able to put the pup on the front. Maybe in a little holder, and then we can like take them up to the garden a lot faster, or take them different places that ordinarily we'd either have to walk or take public transportation with them, or just not be able to take them. So that'll be real cool. John said I have a Malamute, so my dog goes at the front too with a mushing harness in line. So you have your dog pull you around. So my session length is 141 now. Disregard maybe the first 20 minutes, so about an hour and 20 minutes so far. And what did you say that is? 20% into level 2? That's good. That's not bad. Man, everybody's avoiding these beetles. For this, Dave? Unity. I want the weather to reappear again. That was really fun. DFW had an Alaskan Husky that got up to 110 pounds, but I always wanted a Malamute. I've got an Alaskan Klekai, so it's basically if you just took all those respectable sized dogs and made them cat size. Does Unity do any internal memory fudging so that something like Show EQ is harder to create for the game? I'm not sure. I know we've got Sphere of Influence as well that then basically drops data that's outside the sphere of influence, if I'm not mistaken. So that helps as well. I mean, I could be talking out of my ass, but... Zagio said, Dave, I remember Show EQ sniffing packets, not internal mem. And then Dave said it could do either one. It's got features. Show EQ. Let me show you its features. Yeah, Alaskan Klekais are nice. I like them. They're fun. They're good apartment dogs, and they're a fun curiosity. For those of you that don't know what we're doing here, if you just happen to stumble in through the software development category, then check out our website, Monsters and Memories, and hop into our Discord. It is growing. Our mailing list is now over 1,500 people. Oh, nice. He's got an item. How's my inventory doing? Oh, what is that, dagger? Rusty dagger. Okay, my bad. Sun's coming up. Nick, are we able to put durations on the torches yet? Okay. And then when we do that, I guess we'll have to account for it to change state. So I guess a torch would be either either two items, a torch and an expended torch, or it would need to just say expended in the item description. That'd be cool. Keith said there's also a community wiki if anyone hasn't seen that yet. A Liddy torch and not so Liddy torch. After this, I'm gonna go sell, I guess. Wait. What is my what's my financial status? 42 silver? Man, I'm rich. I'm gonna go buy a bag. Or bags. As long as this creepy gnome doesn't mess with me. Oh. I got too many bone chip. Look at that sword. It's two-handed though. I don't have the inventory space for at the moment. Well, I guess I could. No, I can't do that. Nick's auctioning a rusty greatsword. Should I buy it? He seems shady. Any thoughts on non-combat pets for players? Yes. I will just express my thoughts. I think there are some other thoughts on it as well. It's not something we've actually spent much time on it. I think we want to avoid a bunch of clutter and random weirdness. I think it would be interesting to have non-combat pets, but limit it so you don't look like a, you know, like a traveling zoo following you. And I think non-combat pets should still be killable. So if you've got your non-combat pet following you around, it can be targeted and killed by NPCs, and then you got to get it resurrected. And then I think having them in housing is just fine. Beastmasters should be able to look like a traveling zoo, though. Fair point. Is there any talk about having just gold instead of 5 or 6 different types of currency? We will maintain. The just gold is. I don't know. Something about that doesn't excite me. Yeah, Dave, see, I like that. Dave said in RuneScape, your vanity pets can be destroyed if you die while they are following you. If you want them to be safe, you store them in your house or bank. Yep. Just make sure to pelt stack. Good morning, Irija. Actually, I've just kind of gotten in the habit of going to this guy. I should go check the other. I'm going to keep this. Studies. I thought I wanted to buy something. Was there something I wanted to buy? Maybe not. Oh, bags! That's what I wanted. Dude. My brain is so just not good when I'm streaming. I swear that's the only time. Honest. Get so distracted. Most of the time, if you look at where I'm looking right now, I'm not looking at the game. I'm looking to see what you folks don't doubt it, Zoidberg. That's not nice. All right. Need to make these more expensive. Oh, I don't have enough money. Good. GM free money is a good deal. Yeah. Man, the city is starting to take shape and look cool. Pettis is doing a great job. He absolutely is. Merchants are naked. Taxes must be crazy in the city. It's the economy, yo. Necro with army of skeletons, please. A long cooldown summon where they swarm out temporarily would be neat. Noted. Good morning, Nicodemus. Blight, I missed you up there. Howdy, bud. What do you think about doing some noob gear drops for a low-level melee? That are makeshift field gear like Dune, Beetle Shell, Shield, or Backslot, Batman Ray Wraps, or Monk Fist, Large Rat Tooth, Slight upgrade to Rogue Carter Dagger. You mean as like trade skill items or? Hey, Lord Sacrum. They can't afford any clothes yet. Only 2 people to sell things to. In all fairness, Irie, we are now 3 of us in here. Well, there was 3 of us in here. There are 3 of us in here. All right, so now that I've got, we'll run through here. Some of you have not seen this area. Nice stage. Tell Nick Shaman, can I bum us out, please? I don't think is he high enough level for that? Bard area, yep. Love to see the breeze animation. It will make the place alive. Yeah, if we can get something that is nice and subtle, I guess depending on weather, and doesn't look like it'll need its like little subtle inconsistencies and stuff, so it doesn't feel too just kind of like systemic or. Alright, so I've got bags now. Is it really a bard class if you don't end your play session with a TMI? Provoke, shoot, strike, throw. I've already got all these. I've already got them. I don't need to come back to you until level 4. Alright. Yeah, Lord Sacrum. That's what I was picturing as well. Oh. Repetitive stress injury. I was like, too much information? Are bards really... Are bards kind of freaky? What's going on? I didn't realize that about bards. Max party size, 6. Schneid 4, thank you very much. Too much incoming. That would make sense as well. Do you guys ever like stagger skill spells like every 4 to 5 levels versus spells skills every level? They're currently staggered every 4 to 5 levels right now. Per what was just shown there. Oh, I need to follow up with Nick on the topic of like drop spells and quested spells and trade skilled spells, or essentially research spells and stuff as well. And that's kind of fun. I think it'd be fun to occasionally, depending on like what you run into or where you're at, like if we're in the dungeon here or something, depending on what we're killing, like maybe get an occasional drop of a spell that's useful in a few levels higher, because if the economy's in the right spot, then it'll be one of those things where you know, it would be nice to save that couple of gold or whatever it winds up costing at the time. So it's like, oh cool, I've got this spell that I can probably sell to somebody or give it to somebody or whatever. I think another component in something like spells and gear, and depending how we ultimately wind up settling on abilities, is not just their availability in terms of the level limit, but also availability in terms of cost when we're looking at the economy's balance. I think there are some moments on P99 where, you know, when you guys aren't giving me like streamer loot, where I actually didn't have enough cash to get all my spells, and so it's kind of cool to like have to go out and farm up a bit more cash. Oh, nice torch. Farm up a bit more cash to finish getting the spells that I wanted, which would have been even cooler if the spells that I was trying to get cash to get actually made a difference, right? There are a lot of spells that were just like, oh, you don't even have to get that. Everybody in chat's like, don't bother getting those 5 spells. They don't really do anything. It's like, oh, well, that's a bummer. Sna said, it's nice to get to spells, getting spells every level, but I could see how that, see that incentivize you to return to town every few levels to get a nice power increase. People told me not to buy Sentinel. I crashed Black Burrow with it. See, you would have missed all that fun had you listened to people. Alright. Thank you, Zagio. Alright. I'm gonna try to get one of these beetles. Oh, he's yelling at me. Alright, that might not have been the plan. He is definitely hitting me. Classic EQ the skellies are untouchable though. Sorry guys. Oh. We'll eventually win you over. No, this beetle is not messing around, but I think I got him. I think I got... Ow. I think I got him. Oh. Alright. Oh, yeah. And I was actually... Whoops. Time to recover. Wasn't looking good at the beginning. No, it really wasn't. Oh, my stomach's growling. I need some food. And by food, I mean candy. Sorry about crackling bag in your ear. Pretend like it's a campfire. So Nick, I wonder how fast this would be going if we were grouped. We should re-roll. Re-roll soon and blast through these guys. Did you have slots dedicated to bags in inventory? Can you also put bags on the left side? You can store them in the left side if they're empty. But you can't use them on the left side. That two-handed sword compensating much? Could be he's not compensating at all. It could be representative. Now, I, on the other hand, am definitely... Oh shit, I didn't even look at my health. Oh goodness. Do the belt slots have bag size restrictions? They do. So they get progressively smaller. So let's see what I can put in my bag. Got a backpack and a belt pouch. Torch in a backpack, no problem. Bone chips, no problem. Bone chips in a belt pouch, no problem. Torch in a belt pouch. At the moment, no problem. So probably need to fix that. The bag slot change. So essentially we've got one backpack slot, 3 bags slot, which are essentially like bags that would be, it says bag, but it could be a bag, a quiver, like a sewing kit or, you know, some other trade skill container. And then, so large items, extra large items, backpack. Bag would be smaller items. I think maybe medium, small. And then belt pouch will be small items, and there may be, we'll have to see, but it could be things like flask holders and stuff like that. So reagent pouches and other stuff. So bags, packs are not going into general inventory. They can go in, but they can't have items in it. Any plans for click from bags? I thought we are supporting click from bags, but I might be speaking too soon, or we discussed it, and yeah, I was about to say. Just removing that kind of unnecessary step of... I love that the newbie art looks like a newbie art at this point. Nobody wants the Beatles. So conceptually, what does the general inventory represent, or is it just a nonsensical practicality that people need to start with some slots? It's it represents kind of like you're just juggling items. You got some stuff. You're holding some things in the crook of your arm. You stuff that broadsword under your arm while also still somehow fighting. I think it's more of just it's kind of that hand wavy, you've got a sword in your pocket kind of thing. Something very powerful and emotional about the newbie art? Well, that's good to hear. Ass cheeks have grip power, just saying. Prison wallet. That's what I like about all of you. You're very appropriate. Is that a sword in your pocket, or are you just happy to have us watching the stream? What makes you think I have pockets down there? Nick said newbie art will be getting more updates too. Yep, without a doubt. Both of them, and we'll have another newbie art available in the not too horribly distant future. No streamer wears pants. It's true. What's causing the blurring on the name text when quickly moving the camera? Oh, I don't know. Something with the way that Unity's updating the UI, maybe? Good catch. Well, the good thing is I barely look at the screen, so... Anybody have dope plans for the weekend? I'll be riding my cool new bicycle up to the garden. Taking the boat out for the first time this season? Nice. What you got? Like, do you have a big pontoon boat, or do you have like a little like john boat, or You got yourself a bass tracker. Bill Dance limited edition bass tracker 5000. $18.5-foot sun deck Hurricane, so it's kind of a speedboat with more lounge seating. Why did I just picture Miami Vice? I just pictured the intro to Miami Vice, Dargith. Are you Crockett or Tub? Gonna take the kiddo for a swim at the beach. Have a nice stream robot in chat. See you, Golden Gloves. Enjoy the beach. Was it Golden Gloves that said they were in Turkey? If that's the case, I bet the beach is fantastic right now. Zagio said Nick is sitting there like, oh my god, why do they pick up on stupid bugs? They don't even play the damn thing. No way, Nick's probably like, how did they catch that? It's magnificent. It's going into our issues database as we speak, as I speak. Copsy Donuts followed me 35 minutes ago and I didn't notice it. Damn it. I feel bad now. Sorry, Copsy Donuts. Basically our boat. I'm gonna click that link. Oh no, nobody clicked the link. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Just kidding. Oh man, that looks fun. Yeah, I could definitely enjoy that. So I love being out on the water. I just wouldn't want to be in the water. I'm essentially just, I feel like what is it that the jiu-jitsu coaches always say? Like, fighters that, stand-up fighters that don't know the ground game is like throwing a lion in a pool with a shark. I'm worried about there being sharks in the pool. Oh, I'm gonna mess your name up and you're gonna have to correct me. I'm sorry. Is it Ivers Magier? Ivers Magier? Anyways, thank you for the raid. Welcome everybody, and please help me pronounce the name correctly. I think I got the Ivers part right. Ivers Myers? Myers actually would sound more correct than what I said, huh? I only said that because I could have sworn I worked with oh no, her name was Geiger. And it was spelled similar. Ivers was perfect. Surname close enough. Yeah, her surname was Geiger. And she was Swedish, so I don't know. Those of you that are coming in here for the raid, first of all, I know how raids work. It's the end of a nice, long, very productive, wonderful session, and you're thinking now's a good time for me to go do stuff for the rest of my day instead of just watching Twitch. So don't feel bad if you have to bail. I know how it works. That said, before you leave, learn about our game here, monstersandmemories.com. Check out our FAQ, and that will give you a nice overview. And if you like what you see, hop into Discord and you can catch up. We've got a very, very friendly community, and astoundingly friendly community. So if you like game development, if you like MMORPGs, if you like old school RPGs and MMORPGs, then maybe we can be friends. And thanks again for the raid. That's very cool. Hopefully you had a nice fun stream, and now that you're wrapping up, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, depending on where you're at. If you're still around, or if people from the raid are still around, feel free to let us know a little bit about what you guys were doing, and maybe something that the folks here would be interested in. Pete said, A loving robot. What will spycraft and commerce trainers actually do? Oh, I'm not gonna spill all of the beans. And let's be honest, some of that stuff will also still need to be figured out. Ah, you're in Latvia. Not too far away. Cool. You know what? I actually have a drink that I like from Latvia. I met a woman in Stockholm who is from Latvia, and she gave me a bottle of, I think it's called Balzac. So, Black Balsam. Yep. I think that's what it was. Maybe Balzac was like the brand or something, but that sounds right. It's very, very delicious. All right. That's your local thing? Right on. That was it. It's a bit medicinal, but pretty good. So I'm going to sit down and recover a few hit points, I think. Okay, gonna reboot now. Have a great stream. Thanks again for the raid. Good to meet you. Free Snakes asks, will there be any add-on support? That topic comes up every once in a while, and I would say, you know what? Let us formulate a nice, concise reply to that. I don't feel like I've done a good job of answering that in the past. Max Blue X8, thank you for the follow. Like I said, if any of Ivor's people are still in here, feel free to let us know a little bit about what was going on the stream there. What did Zagyo ask? Can I ask a tech question on the code? You can, but I would say that Keith's answer is a good one. Hit our Discord and ask there and see if Ali or John or Gary will get back to you. Take that as a possible no. Yeah, but I want to be careful about how the response is formulated. Then that might be a good one for us to add to the FAQ, because it comes up a bit. Like once we've got a good response, there's some updating that needs to happen on the FAQ anyway. All right, slowly creeping into level 3. Where's Nick at? Nick's still level 3. Good. How's my inventory? Oh, I've got so much inventory space now. Need to up those prices on the bags. At least give us the possibility to move UI elements around. Only if you ask very nicely. Bruisley. So, do you say Bruisley or do you say Bruce Lee? Either way, thank you for the follow. Yeah, the beetle animation just got in here in the last week. Zukin popped them in. Seeing the beetle animations makes me want to get the snake one in, even if it's not great, just because then we see that movement. I think that helps an awful lot. Those both sound pretty similar to whatever you like. Fair enough. Bruce Leroy. You may be too young to remember that movie. Show enough with Eddie Arcadian. I wonder if Jasmine's seen that movie. I got the feeling she'll just think it's silly. But what was it? Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon, I think. Was it Barry Gordy? I thought it was like Barry Gordy's Last Dragon. So it's a fantastic movie. If you're into like wacky 80s stuff. BDC Retro said, do you expect to have a hard cap set on the size of bags, like 6, 8, 10 slots based on type? Or can you imagine a 4-slot backpack but 10-slot potion, slot potion belt? I think the latter, right? Like essentially have it be something that there should be a sense of progression there, and we should account for the fact that like if you find a really, really badass reagent pouch or something, that it could have more slots. So slots are the main thing that we can play with, because you know we don't necessarily want to get into immediately start dumping weight reduction in. That should feel pretty epic and late game kind of thing. Mentioned some, I think Ollie was mentioning potentially some stats on certain bags as well would be kind of interesting. Oh, I'm hungry. Make sure to eat or I'll do bad damage. I didn't even look at the fact that I was hungry. Man. I don't pay enough attention. Keypacks PL said, what are you using for netcode? Mirror. I can see Unity's UI buttons. Yeah, so netcode, lightnetlib. I think it's a modified version of lightnetlib. I think I'm saying that right. For like details. If you're interested, you should join our Discord. You can search there. The question's been answered a few times, I think. You could search it there and you'll get a better answer. That's not for me, it's from Ollie. Yep, Nick was just saying I'm hungry. So I need to go buy some food. You're welcome. Keep hacks. Are you from Poland? I see a PL. Yes? Right on. I will say Poland has a underrated MMO community. We had a bunch of Polish players at both of my previous companies, but they were kind of weird games. But my last two companies, we had a really good representation from Poland, and then it was interesting because last year or sometime, I think, there was like a Polish MMO website that did like a quick, just sort of like mention of us. I had to like translate it, and the only reason why I knew it was because we saw the user count on our website go up, like the metrics sort of jumped up really quick, and I was like, what source is all these new views on the website? And it tracked it back to this Polish MMO website. So I thought that was really cool. And we're big fans of Gothic too. Our childhood is based on Tibia and Metin, and we're big fans of Gothic too. It makes sense. Well, I mean, it's not like you don't have decent video game company representation there. One of my teammates when I was working in Germany the first time, Lukasz, or I think it's pronounced more like Wukash. He was, I think he was, well, he did a little bit of everything, to be honest. Guy was very talented. Yeah, Wukash. The letters are really interesting to see them. Kind of broken out. One of the nicest, raddest dudes ever. That whole team was from all over the place, and they were all fantastic. It was like, our team was German, American, Russian, Ukrainian, Polish, Indian. Why can I not click you all of a sudden? Did something break? Huh. Interesting. Oh, it's just in a weird spot. Alright, so I've got plenty to drink. This bread is too cheap. Oh, I should. What's up, Rex? That man needs clothes. They all need clothes. Fighter, spell merchant? Oh, skill merchant. Never mind. Yeah. I've always thought a bag that would teleport an item to your bank for storage purposes, but then not be accessible until you took it out of your bank later would be interesting. Or nice. Like an item in, but not out bag. That seems pretty powerful. How's the mood? Mood is good. Bar's closed, you've had enough. Yeah. I'm too full to drink that, but I'm not too full to eat that bread. Okay, I'm back in action. How you doing, Brex? You got a game shaping up every day? It's pretty mind-blowing. Yeah, it's crazy, right? You should make a world boss Doomworm, Road in the Desert like Kazel. Well, we should definitely vary it. We've got plenty of desert for such a thing. We got room for all sorts of interesting stuff to pop out here. Have it drop exotic spices. Sna said, maybe like a 2 to 4 slot bag and bag itself would teleport, then you can't just infinitely send items to the bank. But if you get some super rare stuff you're scared of dying, you could send it. Oh, wouldn't it be funny if every time you used it, a slot disappeared? So, I can figure out how to do that in data depending on what we've got available. To use. Oh, but I can imagine that would actually, I couldn't do it in data the way I was thinking. That would wind up being like I'm sure that would be a code nightmare. But anyways, like every time you use it, a slot disappears and then it's a 1 slot bag with your remaining item, and then you use it and then the bag poofs, and that's that. Would be sick if a bunch of noobs could band up and take it out without having to rely on some high level help. Yeah, so have it not be too insanely high. And then every time you use it and the slot disappears, it makes a sound to us like whoop, 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 woof. Where's Robert at, man? I'm making sound effects all the time that are really good. He should record these and make them official. Kind of like my thwap sound effect. What was that for? Bag of finite holding. I like it. The gnome kick. That's what it was. Quap. Quap. I'll make a soundboard for the community. Oh, thank you so much, Keith. I appreciate it. There was a pen and paper game where a giant worm would circle the earth, eating everything in its path. The recurring quest was that you had to find a way to redirect the worm if it was heading towards the city. Oh, wow. That just made me think of Core Keeper, which... Oh, I was just... yeah, that's right. Because I was just on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn told me, Nick likes this update, and it was like a Core Keeper content expansion. I was like, he didn't even tell us about that. He's holding out on us. Booty Goon. Booty Goon, I like your name. I'm in one of those moods. I'm eating candy. I'm jacked up on Red Bull, and as soon as I see a name like Booty Goon in chat, I'm excited. It's a kiosk bag. So like, our little kiosks here, like little convenience stores. They're all over the place, and a lot of times they'll have these little scoopers where you can scoop different candy or little pluckers to pluck candy and make a bag of like random gummy candies and stuff like that. But what I really like is for €1, you can just, they'll have these pre-made little bags of random candy. That way it's random and, you know, get a little surprise. And I really like them because it's all gummy candies and like sour stuff and all of that, which I really love. Pseudo random candy, yes. Looks like a slim gummy worm. Yeah, it's a Coke like a Coca-Cola flavored or Coke flavored straw. I caught myself. I almost said it's a Coke straw, which would sound weird and inappropriate. But okay, we've been in here for 2 hours and 34 minutes, and I've only seen the weather change that one time, and I almost feel like I'm imagining it, or that Ollie had snuck in and triggered it and won't tell us how to trigger it again. Ollie, if you're lurking back there and that's what happened, can you please make the weather happen again? /weather /gm on /weather, not a command. That's exactly what Ollie would do. It's a desert. Rain is rare. No, it's monsoon season in the desert. Are there any MMO with VR support? It'd be fun to play one. I think there's some like MMO, like VR MMO projects. There's definitely some like EverQuest built-in VR kind of projects out there. You can find them. Rev Chumley said Zenith VR and Orbis VR. There you go. Key packs. I have a question for you. One of the things that I've always heard is that that in the Polish market, things like game cards are more popular than entering data into a website. People don't like to enter their data into a website, and I'm curious if that was just a false stereotype. And then the other thing is, What about subscription-based games relative to everything I've worked on? Is the Polish market's mainly been into the free-to-play part of it. Can you answer either one of those things now that we have bestowed upon you the gift of knowledge when it comes to Zenith VR and Orbis VR? Fair trade. I invoke the rules of fair trade. Yes, we don't like it. Too much spam. Everything is subscription based, and we don't like it either. We have something called Blick. Do you know what that is? For fast payments. Is it an app, or in Sweden we had something called crap. No, not crap. Swoosh? No, not Swoosh. Maybe it's Swoosh? I don't remember. We had an app that we could easily just transfer to people or blip it at stores or whatever that was all linked into, basically it just was already linked into our bank and our person ID number, which Swedish person ID numbers are actually kind of creepy. Who is designing the models for these mobs? Goblin and Zukin. Keith responded. Goblin is more the concept art, texturing side. Zukin is more creating and animating. Swish, that's what it was. Thank you, BDC. Did you remember because I said it before, or do you use Swish? You just looked it up. Okay. Or that. Did you employ the power of the internet? Blick is mechanism that you have your bank app on your phone and you just provide a code, finalize transaction very fast. Yeah, so Swish was like that. Do you use that like with online services and stuff like that as well? Is bribing devs acceptable? I think some cactars would really make this desert pop. Depends on how much you're bribing the devs with. Are you secretly Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos? Because I think for them bribes are probably a little bit more in sort of where we're looking than like, you know. Yeah, it's mostly for online transactions, but more and more stationary shops are using it too. So Blick. Cindercroft. Thank you very much for your generosity. It's not going to work. We have now taken your bits and provided nothing in return, but thank you for the 1,000 bits. Mr. Elon Bezos. So I'm going to look that up. I've been scammed. Yes. Please contact our customer service. What we got going on here? We got this 428, 534. I don't know how the math works out on that. Contact Variant for your refund. Yes. If you want to reach Polish market, you can try with subscriptions plus option to pay every month with fast payments, like PayU, Blue Media, Stripe, without providing a card by the player. he doesn't play, you temporarily lock account until payment. Yeah, so something like that. We're currently looking at just using an out-of-the-box solution instead of like having to roll up our own everything and then work with a basically like the payment provider or whatever directly. So we've been looking at using Sola. Here, I'll swap then. And I'm gonna check and see whether or not they support those options. Have I heard about Stripe Recurly? Stripe I'm aware of. Recurly, nope. Is Nick still over there power leveling? Nope, it's just me. Okay, good. Maybe I can catch up. Cerebrum error? Yes, they are definitely, they do kick. Oh, did I like one shot him? Cool. Key packs? What do you think? What do you think is an acceptable monthly payment for an MMORPG in Poland? All right, two-shotting these guys. I guess I should get a little bit more courage and fight something. These are all blue to me. Fight this. Oh man, I guess I probably should have watched what was around me before I pulled. I don't want him. Telling his friends. Stripe is payment gateway. Recurly is for monthly automatic payments. They try to build customer card with multiple tries over the days, and they do it in hours where customers live to make it more efficient. Yeah, so I'm really curious to see what all payment types Sola supports in the region. That was one of those things I learned working with more international teams, was just like all the crazy different payment methodologies and stuff that exist in different countries, because every country's got a little bit of a different setup or take. Well, that's not gonna work. Let me flee. What? Did he miss? Oh no, just his corpse. Oh, thank you. I don't think that's intentional. That's some free loot right there, potentially. Let me recover and then we'll get back at it. Oh, nice. PDC Retro. Oh man, its corpse disappeared. I can still use it though. Report issue. NPC behavior. Other. Corpse. Lootable after 51% damage when a guard kills it for you. See summary. Also, I got XP for it. Did I really? I don't think I did. That yellow is something else. Can I move this window? I can't. All right. Oh, okay. Well, then I'll leave that in there. I believe you. So QPAC said, I think it's max 50, is it zlotys? I might be wrong or might be pronouncing it wrong. 50 zlotys, 10.5 euro per month, but 19 to 29 zloty would be great. If it's too cheap, the player will probably think the game is weak since it's priced so low. Well, but I don't play MMOs with subscriptions, so I don't know. Fair enough. Bug icon should be an image of in-game scarab. That is a great idea. We'll have to give that suggestion to John. Nice. Let me scroll back up. Yep, you were absolutely correct on that one. I think the best thing will be to go to stream.info, select some game, and go to store prices, and you can see different prices for different countries. This way you can estimate subscription cost per market based on main market. But Polish people like to cheat with VPNs, etc. Oh man. Alright, you said it, I didn't. Yeah, that's always a challenge with regional prices. Hey, thank you for the follow. That's always a challenge with regional prices, but I think depending on the platform that you're using, they take care of that sort of stuff for you based off of like where the transaction, what the transaction source is and things like that. Cerebrum, thank you for the follow as well. If you guys are not aware in like detail of what we're doing here, you've just been watching me play, which is fine. Thanks for watching. Here is our website. And here is our Discord. If you've got more technical questions or just want to kind of see what we've been chatting about and stuff, definitely hit that up. No aggro, no aggro, come on. Okay, good. Oh, Swanee's here. Swanee knows all about some payments. Swanee said, yeah, you can set it to use the originator bank for that sort of thing. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Those guys are scary. Yeah, I think with as many problems as exist with that type of thing, I'm assuming that different providers are getting more and more sorry, I was just reading what Nick was typing. That they're going to get more and more get better, not more and more, just better at dealing with some of that crazy VPN spoofing stuff and the other pain in the ass stuff that happens with payments. Nick said, the feedback I gave to Ali about this playtest is damage rolls are trending low and miss rate is higher than desired, so expect TTK to go up a bit for players and mobs, but I know what you mean. Have it be faster. I still feel like I'm like 1 and 2 shotting a lot of stuff, but I mean, it's blue, but still. Any update on Ali's stream interview? No rush, but it would. But I would like to hear his viewpoint on stuff. Yeah, it's a fair point. It's funny. Like Ali and I were both talking about it when it was suggested last time. All right. That will be easier to not lose. Are you looking for graphics folks? Because I just saw your next part. Who will work for free but want to gain experience asking for a friend who loves MMOs. I mean 3D modeler textures. We're primarily looking for an animator at the moment, but I tell you what, if your friends basically get our Discord here, get your friend to check out our Discord, have that person sort of check out the graphics on stuff that we've got posted to date. If they feel like they can very reasonably match that, and they've got a portfolio that they can show, then they should hit me up on Discord and we can look at it and talk about it. But one of the things that tends to happen is we'll find that folks are looking to gain experience, which I think is super nice of anybody to offer. But what we'd like to do is we're I think better served running a small team, and unless we see opportunities where someone's either clearly got a lot of experience or very solid experience, or their talent matches ours/our needs. It's a lot easier for us to just stay small in terms of communication and focus and all of that than it is to like, oops, another right click bug. So that was on bone chips. Than to, just basically accept all of the very kind, very wonderful offers, but, adding more people is not necessarily a good thing, especially if they're not the right ones. So that is my honest response on that. We've been very fortunate to get the folks that we have. And I would say pretty much everybody that's on the team spent a fair bit of time before they got on the team, just doing work and showing us stuff and helping us figure out whether or not they were the right sort of cultural fit, air quote on cultural, I guess. I don't know what's going on. You're very welcome, and thanks for mentioning it. Cindercroft said, "Look, I'm an idea man. I can't draw, and I don't know anything about programming, but you need me on your team. I've got ideas, man." Then the big question becomes, do those ideas align with anybody else's ideas on the team? When it's payments time, I'm happy to help in exchange to get log in and control a level 50 skeleton with eyes that rotate and shine like disco balls. Also, I want to be able to kill newbies, that's all. You're not asking for much. I think that's a very reasonable offer. Like, I will help you with your payments, but basically I want to be an in-game god. Turnip, 23 months. Thank you very much. How are you doing? Some of these skeletons need to only have one arm, and they need to use the other arm as a weapon. We'll put that on our... We'll put that on our idea list. See? Definitely an ideas person. What's going on right now? Am I not hitting tab? You guys are talking about unlocking class race combos. Would there be a way to swap your current character's class, or would you have to make a new character? Not your current character's race, but why are you kill stealing me right now, weirdo? That was too aggressive. The swapping your current character's race, I would say no thought on that. But the idea
should be a banana hammock, not these briefs.
Default clothes should be a banana hammock, not these briefs. With banana physics, see, that's where ideas go wrong. Now your idea went too far. But the class thing, I think we're going to provide a variety of interesting options for the for class race. We may wind up start a little stingy and then see what we do after the fact. Man, Harrison, I'm loving the sun up on the new city. I can't wait till we've got more things popping up in the skyline, but man, it's getting there. Is that a banana joke, Swanee? Are you making banana jokes right now? Not all bananas are equal. It would have to be customizable player creation. You'd be able to swap between like a banana and a plantain. How this combo is getting out of hand. Is that also a pun? That's a pun, huh? I see what you did there. All right. You're right. This is inappropriate. Someone's going to be watching this VOD with their grandmother, and it's going to get weird and uncomfortable. Early on stream, there's a dust storm with a big sun rising behind a dome. It's sweet. Yes, nah. We saw that, and you know what? It hasn't happened again, because I'm pretty sure Ollie snuck in here, triggered that manually, did not let us know, and is just teasing us now. He's just teasing us. I think that's just bugged. Remember like months and months and months ago, we'd have all these desync issues and stuff like that. Think about it. We've been playing for like 3 hours now with no real issues aside from the occasional client lockup that I've been having. Tech guys, give yourself a round of applause. Do we have rain yet, or just dust storms and Nightheart? We had rain earlier in Nicodemus. It started out as laser beams. It was the craziest thing. If you go back to like the first 20 minutes, you'll see it in the VOD. Did I turn off auto attack? Excuse me. Excuse me again. Goodness. Keith, are you doing that intentionally? Why do you do this to me? Cindercroft, I am unsure. All right, I'm almost there. 3 hours in. There we go. Impact VR. Howdy. Oh, look. Ollie, did you do it again? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Unity does not like that all of a sudden. That did not happen the first time. All right, Unity. What do you got to say for yourself? Scripted sequence, the game's nemesis Time Lord is here. When when it rains, there should be weather-specific monster that smells like Mudman. It's funny. So when the dust storm came up, it was like, oh, it'd be cool to have like, you know, essentially like dust dervishes and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. Will I land in a safe point? I will. Did the server go down? But I did not think of Mudman. That is a great one. We'll have to think of what all could So, I think that Nick, are you triggering that now? Is my character balding? Maybe. Is there anything wrong with that? I mean, come on. It's random? I don't know that I believe you. Storm elementals. Lightning strikes and it spawns a lightning elemental. Cerebrum said I lived in Saudi Arabia for a good time and can tell you that it rains. Ali and Hamad live in Bahrain, and I think they clearly stated that it rains. Will there be weather modified spell effects resistances? Maybe. I'm gonna hit you with a strong maybe. Would be cool if, depending on how long it rained, it creates pools of water that dry up on the hot sun, but could be used to refill water bottles. It's a cool idea. I'm curious about the implementation on that one. That said, the idea of being able to refill water bottles at a water source is definitely a nice one. Would be cool to have fully destructible worlds with machine learning AI. Stop it, Keith. We're just watching this weather for a minute, see what all happens here since it's going on. And we didn't see it for like 2 hours after it happened the first time. I'm gonna eat this candy. Love gummy candy, but it's really not good for streaming. Grim Scythe. Thank you for the follow. That's a fair point, Keith. Sorry for that moment of silence, but that candy was not going to eat itself. Blue fire beetle. What all items do I have from this session? So far I've gotten a cloth gorget. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Cloth cap. And a cloth mantle. Grimsight said, hey, thanks for the gameplay demo. I've been wanting to catch some of it. You're very welcome. Yeah, today we've had an ooh, there's more. We've had enough changes recently that gameplay session was definitely in order. Man, I really like it when it's foggy like this, Nick. And seeing you run by, you've got that nice glow to you. What y'all beetles got on you? Y'all got any beetle things? Give me all your beetle stuff. Give me your legs. Give me your eyeballs. There we go. He's got that glow. Very nice way to bring it back to the previous topic. Ogre glow comes from within. It's because he's the last dragon. You are the last dragon. Last dragon. Dynamic weather. Everybody's been showing off their dynamic weather, so we had to get a little sample in, I guess. I didn't even know it went in, to be honest with you. I like some of the stuff that AOC was saying. Ashes of Creation was saying for dynamic weather sort of being a indicator that something was about to happen. All of a sudden there's ice in the desert. A icy path lets you... The desert starts snowing as the elder ice dragon appears. That kind of thing. Man, I am rich. Oh, let's see if it prioritizes. Let's move this here, there. See if I drink that next. Idea for a low-level crafting spell. Mask of the Fire Beetle. 2 beetle eyes, 1 rat. Giant rat pelt. Helps you see in the dark. I feel like that would actually just blind you. You like strap 2 fire beetle eyes to your face and you just can't. I don't know that I believe in that recipe. I feel like there's some design issues there. Bruisley, I'm not trying to pick on you. This is how design works. It would be like putting on night vision goggles and flipping the light on. Snot has the answer, of course. Maybe if it was magic. How does this actually work? It's magic. Now I could see making fire beetle juice out of fire beetle eyes. You get 10 fire beetle eyes and you squeeze them of their juice and then you drink it. And then whatever nutrients that give fire beetles their glow somehow magically make you see better in the dark. I think we should actually put that recipe in though. And so you make it, and the first person that makes it is out here and they're excited. And it's dark, and they throw on their fire beetle eye mask, and it just blinds the shit out of them. The screen just goes straight white. Well, with a little bit of orange tint to it. And they're blinded until they take the mask off. And then the gnome that taught him the recipe pops up and goes, "Cursed item, haha," and then runs off. That would be so good. Gotcha. Well, it's raining again. Man, the weather's gotten bad. There's a storm front just sitting here, I think. I'm pretty sure it's either Ollie or Nick screwing with me. That would be a great voice line for Shawn Summon, art director. What, cursed item? Putting fire beetle eyes over your own eyes would blind you. Design issue. Juice fire beetle eyes and drink it. Gain unlimited night or gain limited night vision. Not a design issue. Well, because we don't necessarily know how our innards work. We don't know. I mean, it's like cannibalism used to, you would eat your enemy to gain their power, right? So, and cannibalism is basically as good as science. I mean, that's indigenous science, which is the same thing as modern science, really, if you think about it. So, but strapping fire beetle eyes directly onto your eyeballs because they glow. Y'all got any more of that fire beetle juice? Caution, this drink will give you fire beetle diarrhea. It burns. It burns. Oh man, I've got this habanero sauce, and it's, I just immediately thought of that. It's so delicious when you put it on stuff. But it can lead to discomfort. Another cursed item. Why is my character stuck in a squat position for an entire day-night cycle? Cursed item, haha. Crafting items outside your skill level might create cursed items. But hey, you didn't know they were cursed. The name changes after the first time you used it. I love that pause in the sauce story. What? Was there a pause? Well, as long as you're entertained, that is what I'm here for. I'm here to entertain, market, educate, inspire. Alright. How many hit points do I got now? 85? Man. I'm pretty tough. Well. Come here, rotting skeleton. You may have armor for me. Ah, that's where I was. Thank you. Lot of hunting around right now. It feels like. Wonder what changed. Almost like PTSD kicked in. No, what happened, to be very honest with you, is I realized I was telling another one of those stories that's probably not appropriate for a stream in which I'm trying to promote our product and our team in a positive light. And it's like, am I really telling this story? Let me just pause. If we were in corporate America, we would A/B test me. We would have one me that streams and says shit like that, and then we'd have another me that doesn't say anything like that ever and is just professional, and we'd see which one performs better. And we'd take 6 months to do it and analyze the data. Irija! Thank you for the Prime Mon. Man, this is going to be so helpful. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, honestly, let me just gush a bit more on this. We already, like, with the current style, I feel like we already get a lot of value out of just day-night. Excuse me. Day-night plus the different weather cycles. Oh. Just look how much different that scene looks than normal. And it's really good. I'm excited. Will deep races we should always have some fog? Yeah, thing is, there is some fog, but it's a matter of getting... Yeah, but having everything look foggy, too foggy all the time, and not having like sight lines like out on the water and stuff is the challenge. So without a doubt, we can probably tweak what's currently in to be better. But I don't want to take it back artificially to like this. You can only see halfway across the zone, every zone. It feels like a wasted opportunity in a modern engine. Like right now we can't see any of the back mountains and stuff like that. I think for a number of zones it'll make perfect sense. But so I think we've got to figure out what that balance is. Like I said, I don't know, or I can imagine that the current setup isn't the best, but I'd like to figure that out. Can you make the dome on that building shine? Probably not. I mean, we can, but we probably won't. Because, like, even right now, with this amount of fog, I love this. And even though I feel like it's gotten even more, or gotten even foggier. Like, I love this right now as a moment. But then there'll be times, especially at night, like I'd want to have that farther sight line with this just juxtaposed against like the skyline, you know, like the skybox. So it will be iteration. It'll be tweaking and figuring it out, I think. Those beetle butts should sway more when they walk. Be sure to tell Zukin. You know where to find him. Make it out of gold. 100% chance your rogue is stealing it. I feel like there should be spawn points or points of interest, like where the beetles come from, like an insect hill or a cave for the bats. Wreck shift for skeletons. Maybe, unless it just starts becoming like a distraction. I think having that stuff every once in a while. I'd rather on many cases not explain it and let your imagination do the work instead of trying to spell everything out. If that makes sense. Like it never distracted me for a moment in EQ. You know what I mean? when I first, so there, that said, in like bigger areas, odds are there will be some things that kind of feel that way just because it's easier to populate in pockets. So like mini POIs so that you kind of see, but it won't necessarily explain it. Like Nick and I were talking about that with the crystal skeletons you'll see in glass flats, where it's like, all right, so if you got some crystal skeletons and they're around where there's some crystals, then your brain can kind of make up a story. Spawn animation would be cool, like burrowing up out of the ground. I agree with that one a ton. Spawn in and spawn out animations would be good for use, especially when like day-night cycle changes and stuff like that. You don't need a skeleton spawner, but having a graveyard or gravestones scattered around to explain why there are skeletons is cool. Sure, if we want the skeletons to explain that there's a graveyard there, but in this case, my imagination tells me that it's a very dangerous desert, and those are the skeletons of all the newbies that have died in the sand here. So, you know what I mean? But then the second we put in gravestones, then it's, oh, it's because people have been buried here. So, I don't know. And then next thing you know, it's like, how much do we start like object buying, like putting in objects in order to try to explain stuff? And then next thing you know, it's, we've got tons of unique objects on a table and all that. That goes against sort of the whole, what kicked this whole thing off. You know what I mean? I'm not, and hopefully I don't sound too critical in responding. I'm just thinking out loud. Definitely got to put a bandage, bandaging in here. Put some bandages in, if they're not already in. They may be in. I just don't know. There's so much stuff I don't know.
This project is so cool. Also, mummies.
Midgard, thank you for 22 months. Yes, mummies would be cool. Disco zombies from Plants vs. Zombies, probably not here. To your point though, Nicodemus, I think it would be cool to have like a little shipwreck as a point of interest, down like along the coastline. Waiting on the jackalwares? Yeah, they're gonna be fun. Your guild once saved a plane of air raid with bandages and a mana stone. Nice. Elite players. So to the point, I think, who was it just said it? Ziggurosh said, I really liked how it looked the other day with little to no fog. That's the normal state. This is just weather front has moved in. So this is a dynamic change to the zone. There was something. Oh yeah, when we were first talking about it though, we definitely do want to avoid it just feeling too like during the day in here with its current settings when it's very clear. Like at noon, it just feels kind of lame. You know, like during those noon type hours where the sun's just right overhead and you're not benefiting from shadows, there's not much going on or whatever. I think when we discussed it before, I think I mentioned to Ollie, like it'd be cool if, you know, there's a higher sort of propensity for like dust storms or something to come up, because it, to Nick's earlier point, like to always have it just be totally clear and like clean and nothing going on that's interesting. Yeah, I agree that also isn't what we want, right? So it'll be nice to always have kind of a mix, especially when it's daytime. At night, I think clearer sight lines and things like that, and when it's dawn and dusk is cool, because then you get to appreciate the shadows. So yeah. raindrops are definitely floating off the ground, Nick. Here, you can... I wonder if you could see it even easier if you're a gnome. I think disrupting the eye line is a powerful illusion, especially if you add some movement to it. Yeah, I think I was watching like the director's commentary on maybe Akira or Ghost in the Shell. I think it was Ghost in the Shell. And... Or maybe it was Akira. I don't remember which one. But he was saying like in backgrounds, every background they wanted at least like 30% of the background to show some sort of movement. Right? It's just those little things that maybe you don't pick up on consciously, but subconsciously it's really feels really good. Oh. Would heat shimmering during the noon be possible? Like a wavy mirage stuff? Yeah, that should be possible. Full on sandstorm would be another type of weather event. We have one that's been... Here, let me dig it up. So we have one that was prototype a while back. I'll show you. And it's on a loving robot though instead of ours because it was pretty old. So here. So Ali did this one like last year. And Dust Devils could spawn in the dust storm. Yeah, I was thinking dust dervishes. But we could also have Dust Devils even if you're meaning the same thing. So, like, the Dust Devils could be more elemental, like, worlds, and then the Dervishes could actually have, like, bones and stuff in them. Yeah, I was just standing there like I didn't expect that ad to happen. Silly. I would say overall, no matter what, like I just looked up and realized what time it was. I'm just playing right now. Like I'm just leveling as if I'm on a brand new TLP or started a new character on P99. I'm just playing. What this zone need is invisible air elementals that one-shot you. Dude. Yes. And then they stand over your corpse. Well, I guess if they're invisible, then it doesn't matter if they stand over your corpse. It's not. Why are you like this? It's gotten very rainy here. And they replace all of your gear with cursed items. And then bad stuff happens. And then they yell, "Cursed item!" And then they leave. What about a mob that deletes one of your hotkeys permanently? See? Everybody should be making video games. Anyway. I like the way the glow works when the fog comes in like this. I love the way it works on those light sources at night and stuff. I'm really excited about lightning when not necessarily for this zone, but I can imagine when we have some kind of creepy areas in mind, different region. I can imagine like the lightning crashing and then it illuminates the castle on the hill in the distance, all that fun stuff. That'll be exciting. Nick, this is feeling a lot better. Like it's feeling today really felt a lot like just playing. Call lightning as druid, that'd be awesome. Your heart is fluttering, it must be the fire beetle juice. Well, all I can say is wet wipes. Wet wipes, my friend. What time is it in here? Time 10 p.m. in game time. Okay. Moot Crescent said, I really like the building layout. Oh, we appreciate it. Lots of work going on. It's gonna just continue to get better and better. Ramparts need light sources. Guards gonna kill themselves on watch. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Finally getting some light sources in. We want to watch. There's been some stuff that we need to work through with lights that can definitely impact our performance. So we've been a little cautious in that area. So your 3 moon. Oh my god! I just auto ran right off the edge there, but fortunately I didn't take very much damage for some reason. Your 3 moon, night sky with the stars really blew me away. Thank you, Moot Crescent. All right. The time is now 5:50 p.m. here in my world of Germany. I'm going to climb back up through here, go exploring for a minute, and then we'll wrap up a little bit. Yeah, once we've got some torches and guards moving around with lights. Guards moving around with lights I can do. I can basically just get that done soon. And so that'll be kind of nice to see. Do you think you'll have any genie / Jinn type mobs in this area? I imagine genie to have a higher level though. I will say that it's very possible there may be some stuff going on with them. I think it's very possible that they may have some presence here. Because it seems like the kind of theme that would benefit from something like that. We've got some ideas. What time is it now? It is 1 a.m. All right, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to dawn. random lamp found in a desert, rub it, and it starts an event. That kind of thing is feasible as well on top of current plans. What's up, Bikes and Bows? Bikes and Bows, was that you that commented on the video about bows? I saw a comment earlier about bows. That was an extremely detailed clarification of things that I think I stated when messing around with the bow animation. Nice. I assumed that was you. Very cool. I like those details though. Yes, so my bow that I have is a takedown bow, right? Takedown bow, not 3-piece bow. I think I was just describing it so that people would understand. You do not fire your bow, you shoot your bow. I thought you would appreciate it rather than get all upset. What, me get upset for that? No. I love when people are passionate about things like that. Mustang Spy, what's going on? Waiting for the sun to come up real quick. We've been looking at weather in here. Alright, it's almost about to happen. It's all foggy and stuff right now because it rained earlier. People are going to be like, weather? What will they do next? These guys are out of control. So we've, when we originally talked about the game, we really wanted to get seasons in and seasonal changes to the zones. So if we can find a way to do it logistically, it'll happen. And we've wanted to do it. Well, I think AOC's always wanted to do it as well. So it's not like, I swear we're not just ripping everybody off, but sometimes we are. Curious to see you added, just curious to see you added some of the race model into the game. Have you added Deep Gnome yet? They're my favorite from the concept art. No, we haven't. Excuse me. Weather, what's next? Seagulls stealing my fish rolls. Would it be okay if that was all text-based? Alright, the sun's coming up and it's still foggy. Oh man, it's gonna be one of those days. Druids running around making it rain and stop raining. Yeah, that may be too much power for one class to have. The faint moon out yonder. I have no idea what I'm doing. down there. That animation's pretty wild. Just realized how much I was assuming this city was like Freeport with the ocean to the east and desert to the south. Yeah, that is not necessarily the layout. Did I max out my swimming? I did not. No idea if you want to do this, but even in hot deserts, due to how arid and temperature drops a bunch at night, maybe steamy breath effect. Maybe Midgard. Maybe. Shawn has never accidentally called it Freeport before. Never. Yeah. Well, I accidentally call all sorts of stuff the wrong thing. So, First Boogie said, "Hey fella, been watching your video, your YouTube stuff for a while. First time here. Massive EQ fan looking back and really enjoyed your content. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Appreciate you being here. Welcome." I take it like the EverQuest interviews and stuff. I think you watch them all now. Right on. I appreciate it. Check out Freeport created with Unreal Engine. Nick mentioned. Yeah. Get on YouTube and find that one. It's worthwhile. You was just memeing? No? Were you? Oh, you're because I screw up everything. You're saying I would be calling this Freeport in our engine Unreal. Yes, this is true. This is absolutely that is a good meme. That is perfect. But my brain is so literal sometimes I'm just like, no, that is true. There are some very good redos of Freeport in Unreal, not gonna lie. Okay guys, you know what? It is 6 p.m. my time. And I've got some stuff to get done before I do some other stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push some buttons to make some links appear in case you're new here and you haven't been exposed to this information before, though I'm sure most of you have. This is our website. This is our Discord. Our mailing list. Mailing list is up to almost 1,600 people, so please sign up there. And we promise we're going to get some surveys and stuff sent out there, make it a little bit more fun to be on it. Now that there's enough of you that we don't necessarily care if a few people unsubscribe when we mail stuff. But it's a good metric to sort of have to see how interested people are in what we're doing. It's also a place where we know to send the bill. At some point we got to send all of you a bill for all this free content that we've been giving you. Now that you've consumed hours and hours and hours of free content on the development of the game, we've got to charge you for the behind the scenes that we have provided you. So please sign up. We'll send you a bill. If that isn't a good marketing ploy, I don't know what is. I'm clearly an expert in marketing. So, yeah, you can watch some old streams here on YouTube. I swear Pattis and I will be getting our recent streams on the YouTube. Sorry for being a little bit slack about that. I've been really bad lately. Keith, thank you for 3 months and for all that you do. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. You just published 2 more? You should set them up on a timer so that they just sort of trickle out every day. So we're regularly publishing stuff as well. I think I'm going to do that as well over the weekend. Come on. All right. So Ruin and I are going to hang out. He's like, Dad, it's time for me to go for a walk, buddy. Yeah. Bikes and bows. If you happen to be a Nigerian prince, we will consider you sponsoring our game. Just sent us an email. Yeah, thank you so much in all seriousness for hanging out again another week. I love that folks come in and are like, wow, you guys have gotten so much done since the last time I was in here. Because our concern is always that in showing you what we're doing week by week, that maybe you'll look at stuff and get bored, you know. We're a small team, but feels like we're making adequate progress for y'all. So I'm sure we'll have some more stuff to show you on our other streams. I'll see everybody Tuesday. And I hope everybody has a good weekend. Get out, get some sun if you've got it. Be safe, and we'll see folks on Tuesday. Bye, Remez. Bye, Mustang Spy. Bye, Swanee. Bye, Kronos. Irija. You're welcome. See you soon. Bruisley. Nice to meet you. See ya. Later, Pattis. Thanks for your generosity, Cindercroft. Beer Chug. See you later. John. Have a good one. Bye, Keith. Dog smells awesome. Oh, it looks like I'm sniffing his butt from that angle. I swear I'm not. It's his back. I swear it's his back, not his butt. Bye, Rev. Furial. See you. Cacao. Goodbye. All right, guys. Bye now.